Hi, welcome to Basic Algebra lesson. Algebra involves the understanding and use of mathematical symbols and statements. Puzzles and problems that we encounter every day require the knowledge of analyzing situations where algebraic expressions are useful. Before we start, let us have a short activity. Wanna know your fear? Don't worry, algebra is nothing to fear. But some people do fear specific things like height, snakes, or fire. These strong fears are called phobias. To find out what its phobia means, try to solve this equation and connect to its simplest form.
Addition and subtraction in algebra. We can only add things if the letters and their exponents following them are exactly the same. Example number 1. We can add 2x and 3x because they both have x following the numbers. All you do is add the numbers and bring the common letter after the number. So, we add the 2 and 3 to get 5. Then, we brought the x after it. The final answer is therefore 5x. Example number 2. If you have 2x and 3y, you cannot add them because they have different letters after them. One is y and the other is x.
Example 3. 2x squared plus 3x cubed. You can add them because of the different exponent. One of the x is squared and the other is cubed. Example 4. 3ab plus 2ac. You cannot add them, although they have both a. One is ab and the other is ac. They must be the same before you can add them. Let's try this. 5ab minus 2ab. Here, since they both have ab after the number, this gives us 3ab. As you can see, if your addition and subtraction is good, this should be easy. Addition and subtraction in multiple terms. Like the way we added the multiple numbers in basic math, we might have to add multiple terms in algebra. Example, 2ab plus 5bc plus 3ab minus 2bc. Here, we take the first term, which is 2ab, and find out if the other terms with the same letter after it. We notice we have 3ab, so we can add 2ab and 3ab to get 5ab. Next, we pick 5bc. We look for another term with 5bc. Here, we have negative 2bc. We work on 5bc minus 2BC to get 3BC. We cannot add 5AB and 3BC since they have different letter after them, so that the final answer is 5AB plus 3BC. The invisible one. Let's look at the invisible one in algebra. AB is equal to AB. AB is the same as 1AB. This means if we have just letter without letter in front, invisible one is assumed. 2AB plus AB is equal to 2AB plus 1AB. It also equals 3AB. Multiplication and division of negative numbers. The real problem in most cases is when negative are introduced. When you multiply negative and positive number, the answer is always negative. Example, negative 2 times 3 is equal to negative 6. Notice, in the both cases, one is positive and the other is negative. Multiplication of two negative numbers. When you multiply negative and negative numbers, the answer is always positive. Example, negative 2 times negative 3 is equal to 6. Negative 5 times negative 6 is equal to 30. Division and negative numbers. The exact same idea apply to division. We say negative 6 divided by negative 2 is equal to 3. Notice, we work with two negative numbers and the final answer is positive. When we divide negative 6 by 2, we get final answer negative 3. Here one of the number is negative and the other is positive. Another example, 6 divided by negative 2 will give us negative 3. Here again, one of the number is positive and the other is negative. So, the final answer is negative.
Multiplication and division in algebra. When we learn addition and subtraction in algebra, we said that letters must be exactly the same before you can add or subtract them. Example, we can add 3A and 2A because both have the same letter after the number. We also said we cannot add 3A and 2B because the letters are different. For multiplication and division, it doesn't matter the letters. You can always work on them. Example, 6AB times 2AC. The first thing you'll do is multiply the number just like we did in basic math. Multiply the 6 and 2 to get 12. Now, for the letters, we just look at the number of the occurrences. Here, we can see that there are two A's. So, we have A exponent 2. There is just one B. So, we have B here. And we also have one C. Easy, right? Let's try this. Negative 3AB times negative 2BC. Here, we multiply negative 3 and negative 2. These are both negatives, so we have positive 6. Next, we look at the occurrence of the letters. the A occurs just once, and B occurs twice, and the letter C occurs once. So, our final answer is 6ab squared C. When dealing with a lot of multiplication, please work on them from left to right. This is not a mathematical requirement. This will just make us consistent with operation like division and subtraction that require that order. Example, negative 2a times 3ab times 2b. Here, we will do the negative 2a times 3ab first to get negative 6a squared b. Then, we multiply this to 2b to get negative 12a squared b squared. Division in algebra. In division, we are still looking at the occurrence but in slightly different ways. Let us look at 6a squared b divided by negative 2a b squared. I will encourage you to write it in a fraction form. It is easier. We divide the number as usual. We divide the 6 by negative 2 to get negative 3. Now, we say there are 2 a's at the top and 1 at the bottom. So, there will be 1 left at the top. There is 1 b at the top and 2 at the bottom. So, there are 1 left at the bottom. What we are actually doing is this. A squared is the same as a times a. So, we are just splitting the exponent and canceling the common letters. Notice that we did the same for the b. After the cancellation, we notice that we have 1a at the top and 1b at the bottom. Let's try another example. Here we have 15x squared y exponent 4 divided by 5x y exponent 6. First, we divide 15 by 5 to get 3. Next, we notice there are 2x at the top and 1 at the bottom. So, our answer will have 1x at the top. Also, we'll see there are 4y's at the top and there are 6y's at the bottom. So, there will be 2y's left at the bottom. So, this is our final answer.